it's Mo! Today I'm visiting Birmingham, the city where JRR Tolkien spent his childhood and the place that inspired him so much of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. We'll visit the Sarehole area, which became the Shire, the Mosley Bog that inspired him of the Old Forest, Two Towers, the Oratory, the Digbeth area, which for him was like Mordor. We'll follow the path of his childhood, and I'm sure it's gonna be an exciting adventure. Let's go! Mo's Adventure! Do you know that Mo store is open? You can buy the iconic Mo hat, Mo handmade rosary, and the new Mo handmade collection every month on amuletamo.co.uk. Let's start with the beginning of the story. In 1895, JRR Tolkien's mom, Mabel, moved the two little sons back to England, Birmingham, because the condition in South Africa is getting worse due to droughts and heat. So for the health of his two sons, she decided to move them back to Birmingham. Tragically, their father suddenly died. So under poverty, Mabel had to find a place that she can afford and also can bring happiness to her two sons. So she looked and looked through all the advertisement, and she found a little property in the hamlet of Sarehole. And here we are at the place that brings the happiness and imagination to JRR Tolkien. Okay. Welcome to Sarehole Mill. Free entry to grounds. Paid access to mill. Please purchase tickets either online or in our shop till 4 p.m. We have some time left. Hi.
Hello.
Is it okay to record?
Yes, that's fine.
We're gonna get ticket of 2.
What's it going through?
Sarehole Mill guidebook. We might get some of this one back. The Worlds of JRR Tolkien. Lord of the Rings. La 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 la. This is Sarehole Mill. It's a water mill that has been here for hundreds of years. And when Tolkien was a child in the 1890s, he lived just across the road, so he would play around here with his brother by the pound. In later days, he described here as the lost paradise, and it's the inspiration of the Shire. So this is where he likes to spend his childhood. One of the places he likes to spend his childhood, trolling around, picking flowers, trespassing to the mill and get yelled at by the mill owner. Beautiful environment till today. It's probably more green back then. I'll keep going. We'll keep exploring to the woodland realm. Wow. Yeah. To be honest, I'm a little surprised because this isn't really the out-of-the-world garden I imagined when Tolkien called it his lost paradise. It feels so much like many other park and green places you find in the English countryside or even in towns. But suddenly I realized that it's because how beautiful most of the English countryside is. And maybe everyone who grew up in the English countryside has their own version of the Shire. And that was the Sarehole Mill, one of the places that Tolkien really likes to hang out around and inspire him of the Shire. And now we're going to 264 White Green Road, which he used to live in, but now it's definitely looking a bit different. Let's go have a look. What is it like now? Here we are on the White Green Road. Have a look. The house looks absolutely amazing, and they don't look that affordable too. Well, back in the day, this is not even part of Birmingham. It is just a little village, Sarehole hamlet. But yeah, can you believe that back in the day, the rent here was £12 a year? When I go to the other side, I'll try not to be too invasive like a paparazzi, so we'll just briefly go past as it's not exactly the same house and someone is living there right now. 2, 6, 4. This is it. This is the place he used to live in. But the house definitely looks different now. And that was the Sarehole mill. And now, because we can't really get in or anything because it's a private property, we're going to turn right to the Mosley Bog, where it inspired him of the old forest, where I think, and also the death swamp too. So like swampy area, scary, and also mysterious old forest vibe. Let's go forward. That's the entrance. I hope there's no scary spider, and talking tree is completely fun. Welcome to the Mosley Bog, Joycewood Nature Reserve. It's pretty big. There's Finn, viewing platform, middle, damp, middle. Well, let's go have a look. This is also a very important part of Tolkien's childhood. He spent a lot of time in the Mosley Bog, and there's a lot of old trees, and the swamp inspired him of old forest, swamp, that swamp, squirrel. And the Fangorn forest. The Mosley Bog Woods is incredibly old. The ground here is peat bog that goes back thousands of years, and you can still find remains of ancient timber structures. Tolkien said it left a deep impression on him, and it's easy to see how this became the old forest in his story, the darker edge of the Shire. I did notice that the tree here is a little bit different from any other woods I've been to. It's stretching very far away, and it's kind of tangled to each other, many of them. And there's bog and everything. I can imagine how living the majority of his childhood here has fostered his imagination of the speaking tree, the ants, and the dead swamp. And another thing is, Tolkien really liked his tree. You can see it in his book where he described tree into these creatures. And also he once mentioned next to the mill we just visited, there were a willow tree. He used to like to climb on it. I think that's actually where he learned to climb a tree. It was a tree owned by a butcher living nearby, and one day they just cut the tree down. According to him, it was literally for no reason, and then they piled the log next there and never used it, and he said he can never forget about it. And I do think these stories and his way of describing trees shows how he is such an enchanted person by the nature and the trees. And it's because of his unique childhood, and to be honest, I think it shouldn't be unique, as we all live on this earth. But nowadays, people are getting farther and further away from the nature. Oh, there's some people walking their dog here. It's pretty nice. Hey. That's really beautiful. Okay, and that's the end of the old forest, the Mosley Bog. Now we're heading towards the Oratory, where Tolkien has spent a huge amount of his childhood there. Sadly, after his mother's passing away, he was handed to Father Morgan in Oratory, who is he and his brother's guardian. Okay, now we're on the Yardley Wood Road. For the whole road is probably about 15 minutes, and it will took us around 1 hour and 30 minutes all the way to Oratory. Let's go. Beautiful flowers. Sunflowers. When you see the Cabaret Road, turn left, finally out of the busy road, and say goodbye to the Yardley Wood Road. Bye bye. Sweet. Birchwood Road. The Cabaret Road is connected with Birchwood Road. When you exit it, you will see a very busy area called Lady Pool Road. There's a lot of shop and stuff. We're going to go that way. Okay, here we're at the Brighton Road. We have to go all the way here for about like 20 minutes. This one is straight and long. Okay, that's the end of Brighton Road. Now we're going this way. And there's a little. I'm going to have a look. Okay, I got the sausage. Little sausage snack for me. St. Mary and St. Ambrose. Welcome. So cool. I like the pointing thing. Edgbaston Prairie Club. Nature Valley Classic. This is Edgbaston, a quiet and leafy district with big Victorian houses and gardens. For centuries, it has been part of Coulthard family estate, and they controlled the land very strictly to never turn it into factories or crowded street. Instead, they only allow large houses, schools, and churches, and business approved. So even when Birmingham grew into an industrial city, this part stayed green and quiet. Walking here, you're really seeing the results of centuries of one family's careful planning. Ampton Road. Keep going forward. After passing the Brighton Road, everything have take a turn. It become way quieter. There's less shop. There's just some houses and nice green and road. You kind of still see a little bit of shadow of the old countryside. But of course it's way busier now because it's connected to the city center and so many cars. It's way quieter. It's pretty nice. The house style is pretty nice too. Look at this one. Little red house. Hello everyone! We are here! Wow! The Oratory is here. How do you even get there? It's over there. I can see. Busy street. Here. Beautiful. Beaufort Park. Beaufort Bar. almost there. Oh, it's right there. Ooh. I hope they're open. I think they're closed. This might be the wrong door though. It might be the other way. Can we enter from here? The oratory. Hee hee. Yay! We're here. The Oratory Church and Shrine. Wow. I love this courtyard. Try to imagine him just running around here, I guess. Or probably sitting here reading books or something. What's really cool about it is 2 days ago, the King Charles III, actually comes here to visit this oratory. I don't know what do they normally do when the king visits. Probably just saying hello and how's everyone doing or something like that. I think what's really interesting is 3 days ago, I think actually 2 days ago, the King Charles III, actually come here and visited this oratory right here at the gate. I'm not sure what do they normally do when the king visits. Maybe they just say, hi, how are you? How's everything going? Or something like that. But you see how the world has changed. Because back in the day when Mabel decided to become a Catholic, her whole family is going crazy. I think on Tolkien's side they are Baptist, and on Mabel's side they are Anglican, I think. And then they know that Mabel wants to become a Catholic, and they literally stop financial assist to her, and it's such a big deal. And you can't imagine King coming here visit a Catholic church. And yeah, there's way less tension. I guess there's already no tension between them now. The world changed so fast. I wonder what will Tolkien think about it. The Birmingham Oratory, founded in 1849 by Cardinal John Henry Newman, who later became a saint. Newman has been one of the leaders of Oxford Movement, a group that wanted to bring the Church of England back to its ancient traditions. And when he converted to Catholicism, he founded this oratory here in Birmingham. Tolkien came here in 1904 after his mother died when he was 12, and he stayed under the care of Father Francis Morgan until 1911 when he's 19, as he left for Oxford. Father Morgan was his guardian in those years, shaping his discipline, his study, and his faith at the time when he needed them. Okay, and that's the oratory. It's so magical that I'm able to visit somewhere that he used to spend so many of his time in. It's so cool. Protect old building. Protect old building. So that's the oratory. Now what we're gonna do is to walk this way, following the Beaufort Road, and then we're gonna turn right. And we'll go to where he was living after moving out of his aunt's place. Okay, that should be it. But of course, back in the day, it doesn't look like this. It's supposed to be a house on 37 Duchess Road, and I think, yeah, 3 group of people live in there. One is a group of couple, another one is Edis, and then it's the Tolkien brothers. And yeah, what's cool about it is this is still the same road. The road didn't change, it's still here, but of course new pavement. But yeah, we're still walking on the same area, and he was living there, and that's where he met his wife, Edith. The only thing is, back when he was here, he's only 17. I think he's only 16 years old, isn't it? He is 16 years old and Edith is like 19. So yeah, they are pretty young, and they are not really supposed to be dating back then. And of course, Father Morgan stopped them from seeing each other until they get to 21 years old. And yeah, they hang out for a while and gets interrupted by Father Morgan. I don't know how to think about it. I think it's a really good thing, actually, because it's just way too early, and also it kind of tested their love, right? And I mean, waited for a few years and become together forever. It's kind of worth it, I guess. And also, it kind of shows a lot of personality of Tolkien. He is very adventurous. He likes to do a little bit mischief. For example, like he and Edith used to do some prank, throwing sugar blocks to people when they're in tea place, like throwing it to the passing by people. But when serious things happening, like when Father Morgan said you're not supposed to get that close to a girl when you're 16, you should, and yeah, he obeyed. So there is following the principle, creative, and brave. And that's it. Duchess Road, where he met his wife. I have an important question for you if you want this tasty dreamies. And the question is, do you know where's the hobbits? I think I'll leave you alone. Bye bye. Okay, and that's where we need to take a turn and go back to the Beaufort Road, and then we'll enter a beautiful garden, Chamberlain Garden Playground. Chamberlain. Not even exiting the park yet, we already saw our next destination, the Parrots Folly, one of the tower of the two towers. Our next tower is the Waterwork Tower. It's not visible yet. Bye bye, Chamberlain Garden. Here we are at the Waterwork Road, and we found the first tower, the Parrots Folly. The sun has gone down already. That's the first tower. I think when he is living on both Oliver Road and also Duchess Road, he should be able to see both of this tower. Maybe it's now the building is taller now. We won't be able to see both of them. But the next one is, or maybe we need a better spot to view it. But now we're gonna go to the next one. Here we go. The Waterwork Tower. And that's the two tower. There it is, the water tower. And we can see the other towers right there. One tower, two tower, the two tower. And they are supposed to be resembled the Isengard Tower in Sauron's fortress. Okay, so this is like the second part of his childhood after moving to the Edgbaston area, and that's where he get the inspiration of the two tower. And that's also kind of where his life's getting a bit of turbulence after his mother passed away, and also not being able to meet his girlfriend anymore and trying his best to get past the Oxford University scholarship and everything. Mythical shoe. Okay, here we are on Sarehole. Another around 25-minute walk towards the Digbeth area. It's also a very important area of his life. We'll talk about it when we're there. And also the St. Anne Catholic Church is there, where his mom was converted to Catholic there. Okay, let's keep going. Wow, big building. Now we need to cross the road. How do we cross the road here? Seems like we need to cross here and then cross again. Oh. We're coming from that way. Now we're going down. Chinatown. After the Chinatown, we're now entering the Digbeth area. You can see one thing very different from other area is there's a lot of buildings made out of red brick, like this, and that, and those. Some of these might be new, but many of these are actually old factories that used to be for manufacturing and stuff. And yeah, it's one of the most industrialized area in Birmingham back in the day. And the train station is over there, look. So special design. But yeah, even right now this area is just pretty special. It's so many of these construction cranes going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, still pretty industrialized, but definitely not as bad as back then. Digbeth, one of the oldest part of Birmingham. For centuries, this was the place of workshop, market, and factory, and later it became one of the city's main industrial quarter, full of smoke, noise, and pollution. Today it's different again, with old warehouses turned into apartment, music venue, businesses, and some abandoned. Tolkien came through here when he is a boy during its industrial time, and he never liked the factories and the black smoke. When I work here, it's easy to see how he shaped that dislike into Mordor, the dark contrast to Shire. He once wrote that his childhood countryside was being rapidly destroyed before I was 10, and that the suburbs and smoke had devoured the fields and lanes he loved. And it seems like these words still kind of fit Digbeth even till today. That's a dramatic moon. But don't forget, we have just arrived at St. Anne's Church on Ulster Street. Let's go in and have a look. This is St. Anne's Church in Digbeth. In 1900, Tolkien's mom Mabel and her sister May came here, received instruction, and were received into Catholic Church in June of that year. From then, Mabel raised her 2 sons as Catholics. So this church is remembered as the place where Tolkien's Catholic upbringing truly began. After the mass, a lady asked me, have I taken my chocolate yet? And I said no, and then she brought me in and gave me a chocolate. And that's a pretty sweet ending of this adventure. And that's where our journey ends. The Fellowship of JRR Tolkien's Pilgrimage Walk disbanded here. Thank you all for watching and travel along the way. I'm a big Tolkien fan, and his stories has inspired so many people. I'm so glad I'm able to travel so far away from home to the UK to visit where he has been to. And I'm even more glad that I'm able to share my story with you all. The young me who's sitting in the bedroom dreaming about adventure far with friends had finally come true. And that was the Sarehole Mole. And that was a Sarehole Mole. Meal. And that was a Sarehole. And that was a Sarehole. And that was a Sarehole Mole. Ah. And that was a Sarehole meal. Save the battery.